Welcome back to the Neon Press. I am your host, Johan. Today we're going to be discussing something a little bit different. Typically on this channel we discuss DeFi, or video games combined with DeFi, aka Gamefi. But today we're going to be talking about something called narrative. What is a narrative inside a financial institution, a financial timeline? Well, the overall narrative right now, if you haven't noticed, is pretty bad. With FTX still unraveling in front of our very eyes and seeing what exactly is going to come out of this regulation-wise is still up in the air. Now, the narrative overall for the market is obviously a bearish sentiment right now. But with that, do we think GameFi, DeFi, crypto, do we think crypto in general is dead? Well, I would like to say absolutely not. If we take a look really quick here at DeFi Llama, we can see rounds of funding being pushed into the crypto space almost on a daily basis for the entirety of 2022. Now, 2022 was not a fantastic financial year for crypto, but institutions were still pushing money into brand new ICOs or new companies, and old companies took their old IPs and started converting them into Web 3.0, or the blockchain as it's called. Now, the obvious overall narrative for you and me is that do not touch DeFi, do not touch GameFi. It is going to end with an explosion, with all the money gone, like FTX, like Dokwan. Yeah, what a year. What a year for rug pulls on a massive scale. But that's what they're trying to tell you. Is it dead, or is it just the beginning? Well, I think it's really just the infancy of all of this, especially since one of the biggest AAA, I guess you can call it a AAA game, that has been on my radar and a lot of people's radars for quite a while now is Illuvium. Illuvium will be an Ethereum-based game that will allow you to trade and collect other Illuvium, or Illuviators. I think the Illuviators is the player icon, but there's Illuvium monsters inside this game, similar to Pokemon, but in this there's a finite amount of them. There's only a certain amount of each one. Combining them together makes better and better monsters to make them stronger and stronger. And of course, that makes them rare and expensive. But this game is not even out yet. When it does come out, a lot of people are going to be moving into playing this game, or moving into a model where they can buy the NFTs and rent them out. Renting out NFTs, you say, is that something foreign? Well, no, not really. If you've played a game like Splinterlands before, you already know that this is a built-in mechanism for their video game. You can buy NFTs and then use them inside your deck to play inside their bi-weekly tournaments, or you can use those and rent them out to allow other people to use them in the bi-weekly tournaments or bi-weekly seasons. Now, there are other games that do this as well, and maybe some of them aren't built into the game, but there are guilds that you can join, websites, dApps that allow you to send the NFTs that you own, say from Axie Infinity, over to their blockchain, allow them to rent it out, and you get a percentage back. This kind of brings a new side to video games, in my opinion. Now, not only gamers are getting involved, but investors too. Well, if you don't need to play the game and you can just rent them out, anybody can get involved. You don't have to play the game in order to earn money. You just need to own the NFT. Now, for other businesses, Square Enix specifically, I know has sold off a tremendous amount of their IPs, almost all of them, except for Final Fantasy and Dungeon Siege. Dungeon Siege has already been used. They might use it again, but they used it inside of the Sandbox as a partnership with the Sandbox to kind of bring more awareness to Square Enix. The newer generation, richer generation is on the blockchain, the Sandbox, Metaverse, these sort of things. And well, they want to be there. So now they're moving forward and trying to move the Final Fantasy franchise onto the blockchain. Is it going to be done inside their own metaverse type ecosystem like Bandai Namco is working on? Or is it going to be a standalone game that will have blockchain elements built into it, such as NFTs and cryptocurrencies that can be exchanged? So with companies like Square Enix pushing their franchises onto Web 3.0 or the blockchain from Web 2.0, this just shows the overall narrative is different for you and for companies, or for, me and these companies that are building the games that we're interested in on the blockchain. Right now, it seems like these large companies are just doing nothing but positioning themselves inside of Web3 economies, waiting for the transition or the bearish sentiment to change to a bullish sentiment so they can rake in the cash. We've already seen this with GameStop. If GameStop's not the first stop tell-all tale for how the gaming industry is going to be moving forward, I don't know what to tell you. GameStop has always been pushed back by the gaming community as being super corporate. Everyone knows this, especially when they had their retro games. They had this is a long time ago now, I'm pretty sure they might have some stragglers, but at one point in time, they allowed people to bring their old video games and they resold them. Obviously, they resold them for a lot higher price than what you got. But it is just one of the many corporate practices that have been done by the company that have been pushed onto the gaming industry as a whole. Now, they are already positioning themselves for Web 3.0. They already have, it's already up, you can go check it out, the GameStop NFT market for all of these play-to-earn games that will be coming out. They want to get a chunk of this change. They want to be a part of that transaction, just like they already were. The storefront, they want to be the storefront for video games. Now they're already positioned, they're already there. They're done, they're built out, and it's ready to go. All you have to do is purchase stuff now inside of their GameStop NFT market. So again, I just want, hopefully some of you got to the end of this video, but the overall narrative for companies is completely different for you and me. What the US government and all these politicians and news media outlets are telling us right now is that if you're buying cryptocurrency, any form, you are stupid. You're gonna lose all of your money. And if you haven't seen the examples from Do Kwon and FTX, I guarantee you they're gonna try to make another example of someone else this year, 2023. If it doesn't happen, then, but if it does, then I will not be surprised. It seems like they've been doing nothing but going to every single blockchain. And what they're doing is just going on there, grabbing it as hard as they can and shaking it and seeing who comes out. Scaring people in the process, making sure no one else wants to start climbing that tree. But I'm telling you, that is exactly what they want you to think. So, what do I think though? DeFi, GameFi, crypto. Well, if you're not jumping on right now, I don't think we'll ever see you again. So good luck out there. Remember, this is a solo sport. So best of luck to you. If you need any extra help, please feel free to reach out to me. I also have a website now, theneonpress.com. I'll be posting up blog articles there to kind of empty my mind. If that's something that's interesting you, then check out my website. Also give early access or notifications to when new videos like this are going to be published. All right, my friends, well, stay safe. Remember, 2023, DeFi, GameFi, crypto, it's not dead. That's just what they want you to think.